Our next two presenters, one of them is a professional wrestler turned manager and actually managed our inductee, also goes by the name of Volcano Vic, while the other is the godfather of pro wrestling, whose namesake was the head of the New York Five Families in The Godfather. Please welcome Vic Vicious and Don Martzini.
Thank you very much. I just want to take a moment to say that I'm very proud to be here because some of you may know and some of you may not. I walked away from this business 9 years ago. But when I found out that Brittany Brown was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, I said, I've got to be there. Because I managed Brittany Brown for a long time. I was her partner in many, many mixed tag team matches for the old International Wrestling Federation under Killer Kowalski, for the USWF, United States Wrestling Federation under Richard Byrne. And we even did some shows for the late great Lillian Ellison, the Fabulous Moolah. I first met Brittany Brown when I was 18 years old, and that was a lot of moons ago. And I was a fan, a lifelong fan of the business. I think that's why we all got into this business in the first place.
That's right.
And I particularly enjoyed women's wrestling going back to Moolah and Mae Young. As a matter of fact, I recently made a statement that I stand by, and I said if you want to make a Mount Rushmore monument to women's wrestling, the three faces are the Fabulous Moolah, the great Mae Young, and Brittany Brown. So I became Brittany's manager and partner, and for mixed tags, like I said, and that went on for a lot of years. And then we did some shows for this gentleman right here. And I just want to keep my statements brief and just say that I'm so proud and so honored to be here tonight to induct not only my partner, my former client, but who is someone who has turned out to be a lifelong friend, Miss Brittany Brown. And now I'd like to turn you over to the godfather of wrestling, Don Martzini.
Thank you very much. In the early 90s, I owned and operated and promoted the New England Wrestling Federation. Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Maine. I worked with some great people. Killer Kowalski, Axe and Demolition, the Bushwhackers, Ravishing Rick Rude, Nikolai Volkov, Warlord, the Barbarian, Ricky Martel, the Model, even Vic Vicious. Many people gave it their all. It's a hard profession, but one person always stood out. Brittany Brown. Class all the way. A great friend. She stuck by me for years, even though the Federation's folded. Anyone who needs a friend, that lady is the number one. In the ring and out. My friend, a great champion. Vic worked with her and I have, and we are honored. We are greatly honored tonight. Please stand and welcome Miss Brittany Brown.
Thank you very much, Vic and Don Martzini. And I want to thank the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame and Joe Bruin. I am proud to be part of the class of 2013. And there's three people I want to thank very much because without them, there would be no Brittany Brown. And that is Walter Killer Kowalski, the Fabulous Moolah, and my biggest fan and supporter, my dad. I'd also like to thank all the girls that I've worked with, and in mixed tags, all the guys that I've worked with. I've learned from each and every one of you, believe me. And I'll tell a funny story real quick. When I was searching for a name, because my real name doesn't sound good in the ring, my father had picked out a perfect name for me, but it was already taken. And we were so disappointed. It was taken by a gentleman named Dewey in New York. It was called The Missing Link. So those of you that know me know why. And last but not least, I want to thank the fans so much, because without the fans, there would be no pro wrestling. And one more thank you, very important one, to my first training opponent at Killer Kowalski's, who put up with me through thick and thin and taught me everything I know, and put up with me while I was green for so long, Lady Wrestler Cookie Crumble. I want to thank you very much.
I just want to take a second really quick. The name Killer Kowalski has come up a lot